What is up, AfterBuzzers? I'm Emma Fyffe, and we are here at Anime Expo 2015 with Amanda Celine Miller, the voice of Sailor Jupiter in the new Viz dub of Sailor Moon. Amanda, how's everything going for you so far?
It's been pretty awesome. It's been a pretty jam-packed weekend. We had Sailor Moon Day yesterday, and we had so much fun. We got to announce like the outers.
Yeah,
we got to,
I was so excited.
They premiered. They showed us a clip of Crystal, which we haven't seen that yet. So we were like, what? And then did you get to see the 2 episodes premiere? Because we didn't. We were interviewing. So
I was also doing an interview at the time, so unfortunately I haven't seen it yet. But I really enjoyed the 5 minutes we saw at the panel.
There we go. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Awesome. And now last year was when they announced that you guys were actually going to be in the cast of Sailor Moon. What has your experience been between like your growth, I guess, as an actor, as a con guest, etc.?
It's been bizarre because it's like, you know, last year we were cast in like, I don't know, March or something, and we had to keep it secret until July. Jeez. So you couldn't tell anybody, and we were just like, I'm doing this thing, nobody can know about it. So it was such a relief, like, to be able to finally be like, it's us, we're doing this thing. And then since then, it's been crazy because it's like, you know, going from like, I guess, obscurity to being part of such a major franchise. Like, people suddenly are like, oh, do you want to come to this con? Do you want to come to this thing? I'm like, look, me? You want me there? Want me to sign things for you? All right.
Now, last year they had some of the Deke and Cloverway voice actors there as well. Did you have a nice time sort of interacting with them?
We actually didn't really get to cross paths that much at Sailor Moon Day. I met them like later. Like we saw them for like a couple seconds because I guess it was Sailor Moon Day in general, so they just had like the Deke cast. They had the Deke cast there, and then they had us there, and they kind of had them doing, I guess, parallel programming so that it was just nonstop Sailor Moon. Oh. So like I guess they had panels, and while we were having panels, I don't know, something like that. So we did not see very much of them. We got to see them for a little bit, but Katie was in a car accident on the way there, so they kind of were dealing with that.
No.
Yeah, so they were kind of distracted. So I was like, hi, oh, bye. So I got to finally like meet a lot of them at SAC Anime. So they were awesome.
Yeah,
super sweet.
They're really cool.
Yes, and it was so cool because like she gives some pretty interesting advice I did not ever expect I would get from Sailor Jupiter. I'm like very some risque advice. I'm like, oh, you are an experienced woman.
She had some sort of risque tales involving fans when I spoke to her at Amazing Las Vegas. We'll talk about that sometime off camera.
They want to know.
Now, you've been doing a lot of cons since you started the whole Sailor Jupiter thing. Do you have any particularly fun fan interaction stories?
I mean, luckily I think everybody saves all their weirdness for Jeremy and Christina, so I think I'm kind of spared that. But my favorite interactions are usually the ones where it's like multi-generational things. Like, so they'll come to the autograph table, it'll be like a parent dressed as like Sailor Moon, and then their kid's like little mini Moon, and the dad's dressed as Tuxedo Mask, or like something like that, where they're like, I'm getting her into it. I grew up with it, and like now I'm getting them into it, and I'm like, that's probably my favorite. I haven't had any weird ones. Was that the question, or is it more just like
more just like in general, like what are your favorites? But
it's usually those, or like I always love like crossplay, where it's like, especially like the shorter the skirt and the hairier the man legs, the more I am amused.
The more you love it.
The happier I am.
Now, since you were not able to tell anybody that you were Sailor Jupiter for quite some time, do you have any weird stories from the time before you were actually able to officially announce the character you were playing?
Not particularly, because I guess people knew they were redubbing it, I guess. Like they had announced it at ASAN or something. Yeah. But like, I guess it was just not on people's radar a lot, so it wasn't like people weren't like, oh, do you hear about that? Like if they had been like, oh, did you hear about that? I wonder who got it. Like that, it might be much harder to be like, oh, it's me.
It's me.
Although there was one con where they were like trying to be like, you have no credits. Well, we're not gonna pay you anything. You're lucky to come out here. And in my head, I'm like, oh, if you knew who I am. I don't ever pull that card, but in my head, I was like, I'm Sailor Jupiter.
Now, growing up, Sailor Jupiter was your favorite, and now you've spent a whole year, a little more than a year now, doing her voice. Have you discovered anything new about the character and grown with her? Do you feel at all in your time you've spent now?
I actually see. When we announced it at AX last year, I hadn't recorded yet.
Oh, wow.
Because Jupiter doesn't come until 25.
25.
So
Right.
I don't think I started recording for the show until like September of last year. So it hasn't quite been a year yet,
Right.
but it's definitely
6 to 8 months.
yeah, long enough to have a baby. No, that's not long enough.
No, not long enough to have a baby.
I can't do
No,
math.
That's not quite right.
You shut up. Anyway, yeah, I feel like growing up with her gave me kind of an advantage because I ran around playing her in my backyard.
Totally.
So it's like I've got practice with this one. Whereas Crystal's been a little more difficult because I didn't, this is the
Right,
first time
yeah.
I'm seeing it. So like when I'm in the
It's
booth,
the first time any of us are seeing it.
right, so I'm like, so the characters are the same in certain ways, but they're also very, very different in other ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I would say I've grown with the characters and like, I'm grown with Makoto and Crystal as well.
Yeah.
So
Growing up with the franchise. Well, thank you very much, Amanda, for taking the time to chat with us here today. You're wonderful.
they actually have me chained here. There's chains around my feet.
Yeah,
Am I
she's.
kidnapped?
I have. It's true. See, they're invisible chains. I'm like
She's like Wonder Woman.
I'm like Wonder Woman, except instead of an invisible jet, I have invisible chains. Thanks for watching, guys.